Let's talk about the time that hot dogs sent me to HR. Y'all, I'll never forget. I had just got my first promotion. I went from an agent to a customer service representative. Customer service pretty much handles reputation. Alrighty, so I got the promotion and customer service needed someone overnight. So I'm brand new, don't know all the ins and outs, but that's neither here nor there. It was 4th of July, and at my office, we got breakfast, lunch, and dinner catered, right? So our department hasn't yet been called, or it had already been called, and I go in either to get me something to drink or a snack. I see one of my coworkers who I haven't seen in forever. And I'm like, oh my God. Hey, David, where have you been? I've been looking for you. He was like, yeah, they got me on overnights. I was like, me too. I'm just now coming to overnights. He was like, are you still an agent? I was like, no. I was like, I'm in customer service now. So his team is in line to get their hot dogs. They had like these foot-long grill hot dogs with these lush brioche buns, homemade chips, drinks, desserts, you name it. At a barbecue, it was there, okay? But hot dogs. So I'm outside of the line, but I'm walking with him to catch up with him, okay? So I'm walking with him, catching up. We're laughing, we're talking, and then he gets to the point to where he can now grab him a plate. Now, I didn't grab a plate. I didn't. Because I wasn't in there to eat. I was in there to get a snack. However, it was a white supervisor, floor supervisor at that, coming in there. Her team got their food and they were leaving. But I noticed that she stood there. I clock it in the back of my mind. But I didn't, just hyper vigilant. I'm new to this timing coming in. I don't know why she's standing there. Maybe she's supervising. But baby, she wasn't supervising them damn hot dogs. Her ass was supervising me. So he grabs his plate. Now, the table is like really long. So people have a line coming like this to go by the table. I go on the other side of the table while he fixes his food, because we are chopping it up. Do you hear me? Because we were just catty girls when we sat by each other. Honey, he grabbed his plate, he fixed his hot dogs, he getting all of his trimmings and stuff. And all of a sudden, I see this same supervisor approaching the table. She don't go to get nothing off the table. She approached me. But she's not approaching me to have a conversation with me. She's approaching me to tell me what the fuck I need to do. You need to go to the back of the line. I said, I was taken aback. I said, excuse me? You need to go to the back of the line. You're disrespectful. You are cutting in line and everybody need to get something to eat. And I don't feel like you need to be standing up here when there's a line full of people who needs to get their food holding up the line. I said, first and foremost, bring it down. I said, secondly, why are you speaking to me? Period. Why are you speaking to me? She proceeds to tell me, you're cutting in line. I said, do you see me with a plate? Do you see me grabbing or touching anything? So why are you disrespecting me in a room full of people when you, one, don't know me, and two, you're making a scene? Oh my God. This woman proceeds to, I'm not leaving until you get in the back of the line. And I was trying my best, one, not to lose my professionalism as much as I can. Two, when you have imposter syndrome, you often feel like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose my job. I can see it now. I said, I don't know your name. I said, but one thing you can do is stop speaking to me in this manner. And two, you can go on about your business. I said, because I'm not one of your employees and you have no idea who you're speaking with, right? Mind you, just a side note, customer service helps all frontline supervisors with all escalations. It doesn't matter if it's a refund. It doesn't matter if, we're pretty much the liaison for frontline, right? You don't want to piss me off because I don't know if she didn't know yet, but I wasn't a regular agent. And I later found out that she was talking and handling me that way because she didn't know I got promoted. Keep on with the story. So I did get a little nasty with her. I said, number one, stop talking to me like that. Number two, lower your tone. And number three, if you got a problem, I think that you need to take it up with our supervisor, our director. She looked at me and she walked away because that let her know that, bitch, I'm not beneath you. We're equivalent, or I'm higher, right? So she walked away. I'm thinking that's the end of it. My homeboy is like whispering. Everybody was like, oh my God, why did she do that to you? It created a whole thing, y'all. Honey. She goes on by her business. Mind you, the office was kind of like in not midtown, but we could see the fireworks from our glass windows. So me and a couple of my other coworkers, once I went back, I sat at my desk kind of stunned, but the fireworks started. It was like, oh my God, Nicole, come and look at the fireworks. So I'm standing looking at the fireworks. Other people that's on the corporate side is coming to the window to look at the fireworks show that we can see from a distance. And who walks in? She was like, why are you over here? I said, because this is my department. What? When did you get promoted? She walked away. That's not the end of it, y'all. She walks away. About 2-3 days later, I get a call from my supervisor. He was like, hey, Nicole. He was like, I was calling because I got called to HR because there was an incident. I was like, no, there wasn't an incident. However, something did happen on the night of the 4th of July. I was just like, but it wasn't nothing that I did. It was something that happened to me. He was like, okay, tell me a little bit about it. So I tell him about it. He was like, that's completely different than what said. And I was like, well, there are witnesses. And I said, one of the guys that I was talking to, XYZ, he's able to tell you about it. He was just like, okay. He was like, well, I need for you to write up a statement. HR want to meet with you when you first come in tomorrow. Girl, I go to HR, have to write an entire fucking statement on what happened. This woman has told these people that I approached her, I belittled her, I was yelling at her, I almost flipped the table of hot dogs on her. I told these people, I said, there's cameras all around this office. Please watch it to see who was the aggressor. Please take my, what I wrote, the letter that I had to write. Please line it up with the video. Once you line it up with the video, then let me, her, and you and our director have a conversation, because I don't appreciate being lied on. From that day to this one, why haven't I heard from HR, y'all? Why haven't I heard from HR, y'all? If you want more story times like this, that what led me from burnout to resigning, let me know. Leave a white heart in the comments.